Hello, the video today I am cooking a HelloFresh meal, and this is the French onion smothered pork chops. Now I am not sponsored by HelloFresh or anyone, so I'm just making this video about how I cook a HelloFresh meal. So let's get started. Okay, so we have green beans, we have an onion, we have potatoes, we have sour cream, we have Swiss cheese, and we have thyme. Looks like this is going to be a simple one. Okay, so adjust rack to top position and preheat oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Wash and dry the produce. Dice the potatoes into half-inch pieces and place in a medium pot with enough salted water to cover by 2 inches. Bring to a boil and cook until tender. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I'm back. The vegetables have been washed. I have the pot here for the potatoes, and so let's start dicing these potatoes. Okay, the potatoes have been diced, so let's go ahead and put some salted water and get this on the stove. Okay, the potatoes are on the stove, and as soon as the water comes up to boil, I will set a timer for 10 minutes and then check for doneness. Okay, step 2. Prep and roast the green beans. While the potatoes cook, trim green beans if necessary. Toss on a baking sheet, drizzle with oil, salt and pepper, roast on top rack until green beans are browned and tender, 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to be using extra virgin olive oil. Salt and pepper. The oven is now preheated, so I'm going to place these in the oven. Okay, the green beans are in the oven and the potatoes, the water has not come up to boil yet, so I'll be checking that in a couple more minutes. On step number 2, the last thing is, meanwhile, half peel and thinly slice the onion. The onion is thinly sliced, or as thin as I can slice it. I'm not a professional chef, so. Step number 3, cook pork chops. Pat pork chops dry with paper towels, season all over with salt and pepper. Heat a drizzle of olive oil in a large pan over medium to high heat. Add the pork and cook until brown. Cook through 4 to 5 minutes per side. Turn off heat and transfer to a plate. Wipe out the pan. The potatoes have come to boil, so I turn the heat down. I'm going to be using avocado oil for the pork chops. Okay, I salt and peppered the pork chops and placed them on the stove, and I started a 5-minute timer. Okay, the pork is cooking, and when it's ready, I'm going to temp it with one of these quick read thermometers. Now, for temperature, in the past, it was said we should cook pork to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Lately, that's been changed to around 145 degrees Fahrenheit, but I will be cooking mine a little past the 145. And it looks like the green beans are done. Okay, that's 5 minutes on one side. Now I'll be flipping them over to the second side. The smaller pork chop is done, but the thicker pork chop, I want to give it another minute or so, and then it should be fine. This area here is what I was concerned about. It was still looking a little pink to me. It is 165 now. So this pork chop is also done. Okay, the pork chops are now finished, and the potatoes are just about finished. So now the next step is in the pan that the pork chops were in, want to heat a large drizzle of oil, add the onion in half the time, and cook for 8 to 10 minutes. The potatoes are now finished. Okay, the potatoes are now done. I'm going to add the sour cream and a tablespoon of butter and mash. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and some pepper. And now mash. Okay, now I'm going to cover and set this aside until we're ready to plate. Now it said 8 to 10 minutes, but these onions are cooked about as well as I want them to be. So add a tablespoon of sugar and a splash of water. They said cook for 1 to 2 minutes. And while that continues to cook, I'm going to finish up with the pork chops. Now to finish off the pork chops, divide the onions across the 2 pork chops. And cover with a slice of Swiss cheese. So cover the pork chops with the onions and a slice of Swiss cheese, then put in the broiler for 1 to 2 minutes. Set this on broil. One minute. Okay, the meal is all finished. We have the potatoes, the pork chops with the onions and melted Swiss cheese, and the green beans. So let's see how this tastes. Potatoes are very good. Green beans also excellent. They cooled off a little bit because they were the first done. I should have covered them to keep them warmer. But they're cooked perfectly, seasoned very well. Still have a bit of a crispness to the bite of them. Now let's go for the main attraction here. Pork chops are very good. Now, for some people, would say that cooking them to 165 Fahrenheit is overdone, but they're still good. I'm used to cooking at the 165. At 145 Fahrenheit, it looks a little too pink for my taste. Everything is excellent. Well, this is how I cook a HelloFresh meal. This again was the French onion smothered pork chops, and they're very good. So I'm going to sit down and finish eating some pork chops. And until next time, I will see you later.